What causes rust in the brakes and where it can be dangerous for our driving?
Patrick's Garage.
Grab your snack, welcome back. Yes, main thing that your brakes, your disc brakes protected with, these cylinders inside the brake calipers protected from dust only, but not from wetness which can penetrate inside between piston and cylinders, and more worse when water gets inside these gaps where situated our rubber rings which works between cylinder and piston. So inside these gaps rust can accumulate water and dust, and this squeezes our piston inside the cylinder, and this cylinder will be frozen. So these cylinders, and more often, yes, you can stop your car, nothing wrong, but this can't return to this position. So the brake pads not continue squeezing your brake disc. So this work will be done by this ring in this gap. So the cylinder will be rusty, piston will be frozen. Yes, they protected with rubber covers, these called dust covers. So water can't get in a large amount inside this gap, and they will be protected with this. So you want to check this condition of dust cover on your calipers. Yes, when rust can be not so dangerous, and when more worthy to clean this rust when you rebuild your brake calipers. Yes, you noticed after the rain on the surface of your brake discs rust. You're not afraid, this is just superficial rust. More worse when this rust penetrates inside our caliper, and these pistons also can be rusty. And one moment, when you're assembling the calipers, you want to use a special grease for assembling the brake calipers, because when you're assembling with brake fluid, brake fluid intended to absorbing water, and this will be not so good when this brake fluid will be under the protective cover, under the dust cover. So water can accumulate and dust. So this will be rusty causes, because piston will be frozen. What can be wrong with your uh, caliper, with your braking system? Yes, penetration of water to the system and dust, which will causes these problems with worn piston inside the calipers. Four pistons, on each wheel, on each brake disc, will be intended for stopped two circuits braking system. In this Volvos, which I'm owning, this Volvos, yes, a lot of pistons for front suspension, for front axle. They decided for more reliability to install these four pistons for one caliper. Yes, in later models only one piston for one wheel for one caliper. And what causes these rusty problems with brakes? Yes, master cylinders, not in so horrible condition and coated with salt like your calipers. Your caliper works in a salty road condition, and each caliper works in this condition, so it can be rusty. But rusty not only superficial but more danger this rust which go under this dust cover and accumulate so piston will be frozen and you can't working. Normally it will be squeezing this disc, brake disc will be squeezed, overheating when you go to water and this will be erupted a little bit. You feel this by steering wheel when it wiggles when you're driving, when you're slamming a brake. You're feeling this shaking of the steering wheel when you have bended these brake discs, front disc especially, and how you can avoid these problems. And if you want to avoid these problems, you don't want to stop in so wetty when you know you go under the hill and your foot on the brake pedal, and you know this means that your discs overheated, and when you go after that through water, the discs can be bended because of difference of temperatures. This will be causes from this factor. And what means rust? What mean rust on your brake disc? If this is superficial rust, nothing wrong. In your steering system, in your braking system, superficial rust, nothing wrong. But when this rust goes more deeper, this can be a dangerous signal for your braking, brake pipes, brake lines. If they are rusty, not good. You want to control condition of your brake pipes, brake hoses. You know these hoses can be swollen inside, and you can't driving correctly. Disc will be overheated because liquid can't go return, and this will be this squeezing your discs. So this one reason why your discs will be overheated and bended and worn and horrible gas mileage because hoses not in good condition, also not only rusty brake pipes, but when your brake disc, brake drums only superficial rusted, nothing wrong. Brakes can be rusty, you know, this shining surface of your disc, brake disc, will be little bit rusty after the rain, and nothing wrong. Main problem when water penetrates inside between these uh, pistons and cylinder walls right under the dust cover. You want to check these dust covers so they shouldn't be wrong, and you want to replace them when you're planning to rebuild your braking system and you want to testing your horses also will be swollen inside when they old, or you want to replace brake fluid. Different brake fluid will be not good if you decided to change brake fluid. And horses can be worn inside after that because they don't want to receive chemical condition of another brake liquid, so you won't be ready to replace brake horses. Today we learned that nothing wrong. Superficial rust means nothing more worse than this rust goes more deeper, and it can chewing your brake lines, and they suffer from rust from salty roads. When you're driving on salty roads, you want to inspect your braking system more often. You want to check the brakes, how it's working, and you want to see when you're replacing brake pads, pay attention to these dust covers. They prevent penetration of dust of water inside, not water, but At least dust will not protect between piston and cylinders into this gap where this rubber ring. So rubber ring can move.
Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. Click the subscribe button and notifications bell so that way you can be notified as soon as I upload new videos about car repairing.